Hey everyone, welcome to your favorite new soaping game show, Will It Rot? Okay, just kidding, but sort of not. So, we're in the middle of testing botanicals. I tested one last week that was a kit that I had purchased. You will see that on the screen, and in a little while, I'll even point to it with an arrow. But today, we're doing a different set of botanicals to see if they will rot in melt and pour soap. Obviously, the first part of testing these is actually making the soap. So that is what this video is about. And last week's video, we were making two soaps and then we will test two soaps. But those won't be individual videos, just the making because are a little bit longer. So today, where you see what we're using up there, and of course, the secret ingredient will be revealed in a brief moment. But basically, just so you get where I'm coming from with the secret ingredient, is we're looking for things that might resemble botanicals in a soap because some people really like the look of it. And it's uh you can't use many botanicals. So we're trying to use ones that maybe won't rot in this soap. I was trying to make my own kit and use things that some of them I know won't rot and some of them are questionable. So we'll just see what happens. And I'm going to test it with the same exact kit and at the same time and with the same level of care and attention to detail as the other soap that I'm testing. I want it to all be fair, and this is only the first few of the ones I have planned to test. We are the first thing you see me doing here is digging out little pieces from the calendula. That's because I did have a bag of calendula petals only, and I really highly recommend that if you are going to use calendula. Um, so now you see my secret. I have to stop and address that because the big secret ingredient really isn't a botanical, is it? It is a little pop of color. And as the screen up there is telling you, I think you will be shocked how much it actually looks like a botanical in the soap. So back to the calendula petals. I highly recommend using the petals only. So what you saw me there doing was pulling some little bits out that came out of the flower. I was plucking them from the flowers. Somewhere I have a bag of just calendula petals. If you can find that, buy it. I can't find mine from the move. I may have even used it up. I don't remember, but I did have some plain calendula flowers, and you can pull the petals out of that. Just be careful to go back and pull out anything that isn't just the petals. I think you're going to have a much higher success rate of the calendula working fine for you. I've never had a problem in my soaps using the calendula petals only. Actually, I've never had a problem with calendula, but I also haven't put leaves and other things in there. But obviously, you have to test what works for you, but and I have not taken my calendula soaps and sent them off to a lab. So I may pull out one of my older ones if I still have one, because I made several that involve a turtle. I'll show you those someday. And I may test one of those just to see because I know I have at least one or two of those, and they were made at least a year ago. No, probably more like 2 years ago. So that was just one that I was keeping it kind of for myself. And so I may also do double duty and give it a swab and test it. So, all right, I shaved. I'm just not like with the vegetable shredder. I didn't quite shred those up. I just did it like I was beveling a soap. That is a soap I made not too long ago with rose clay. That is one from my rose clay experiment. And I had plenty of them. I only needed about 10. I made 12. So I had enough extra that I was using one in this, and I'll be using one in something else as well down the road. But that is my pop of color. And you see me cutting up the plain soap now. So let's get back to where we were. The kit that I used last week, I'm just trying to kind of replicate the idea of it. I'm using the same mold. I'm using the same soap. It is a nice soap from Wholesale Supplies Plus. It is their detergent-free white soap. And this was the first time I'd ever used this soap base. I was just fine with it. It melted quite easily. The detergent-free soaps usually do, and took quite a while to set up. So if you had something you needed good working time with, this would probably do just fine for you. Um, and I was actually surprised how long it took to set up. But I measured out the exact same amount as I did for the first one that you see sitting off to the upper right. I measured out 10.5 ounces. So 10.5 ounces, that's what is recommended with the other kit. And so, like I said, I'm using my own. The other kit had 0.5 ounces or half an ounce of their botanical tea blend. And this one, I'm just doing my own blend of the botanicals that I'm hoping will work. Well, actually, I know they do. I know they work fine. There's the only one that's questionable. I'm popping in the calendula now, and no, I did not weigh these. I just went for a visual because I just did the other kit, and I even used less actually than what the other kit called for. But what I'm pouring in right now, the apricot seed powder weighs a tiny bit more, so I just kind of let that balance it out. And I'm now putting in. Here's the questionable one: cornflower. I've had cornflower work, and I've seen a few other people say it does not and that they've had problems with it. I kind of, as you see the little stick I pulled out there, I have a feeling that it's either because there is false cornflower out there. There are people who will dye other flowers that look similar and call them blue cornflowers, and they're really not. Um, so just be careful where you purchase and look carefully at the company, that type of thing. I don't know how to tell you how to tell if it's going to be true cornflowers or not, other than finding a company you really, really trust. Um, the I don't use them very often at all, but I have not had a problem at all. Um, and but on top of maybe being false cornflowers or another type of botanical, there's little pieces sometimes along with these. When people are harvesting these and gathering, you might end up with some little bits of other stuff. So even with something that when we get the tests back, if the cornflower comes out with no mold, mildew, yeast, or fungi, then then we need to think that maybe something else is being added. So double check any botanicals that you are adding, calendula or cornflowers or anything like that, and make sure there's no other debris in there. That's going to be important. Um, that's an important part of you taking the risk to use botanicals. And we'll talk later about is it worth the risk as well. But you may have noticed I stirred in the floral bits, the floral petals. I stirred in the apricot seed powder, and I did not stir in the soap shavings. That's because the soap was too hot, would probably melt it. So I poured it out into the little mold and then spritzed it and then kind of carefully put in, not really that carefully, but slowly put in my little shavings. This was at the end of a day of doing 2 soaps in a row. So I just covered it and let it sit. And you see me here the next day uncovering it. I didn't want to allow the chance for anything else to get into that soap and ruin my test. So that's why I covered it up, and it was still soft. I mean, liquid when I left. I just couldn't couldn't wait the time that it would have needed to set up to cut it the day before. So this one actually is, while it was made and poured the same day as the other one, it is not unmolded until a week later. So this is it a week later. I don't believe I bring in the other ones to show you, but you see this has been sitting here a week. Doesn't look too bad for something that's been sitting out for a week in at room temperature, um, and not an air conditioned space, and because that my workshop isn't air conditioned especially when I'm not in it. But so there's your soap. I think it came out looking really cool and really cute, which we kind of knew that would happen because it's usually not until later that things start growing. So way more than a week. I'm going to do 2 weeks for each test. And then on top of that, you incubate the tests. As I'm cutting this real quick, I want to do a little throwback to the fact that I completely forgot to mention fragrance. The other little kit I didn't need a fragrance. They were very, very fragrant botanicals. And it did smell wonderful. It really made me want to use it, but I didn't because I want to see what's going to happen and I don't want to take chance of getting microbes all over me. But anyway, this really didn't have much of a smell. There's a slight smell to calendula, but not really anything that's going to linger in your soap. So what I did is I just uh, relied on the geranium essential oil that I used for my rose clay soap. So those little bits of shreds, that's all you get for fragrance. It was pretty strong. Geranium usually is, and it lasts pretty well when you anchor it in clay. And so it just gave it a very mild little geranium scent. I did, I think I sort of mentioned that it was a little on the warm side, so I don't ever recommend stirring your shredded soap your into your pitcher before you pour. It's either going to melt or it's going to seize up on you, one or the other. So anyway, it was a little bit warm, so it sort of semi melted them, as you'll now be seeing as I'm going to bring them up to the camera, which kind of helped to incorporate the fragrance a little. But in my opinion, and these are just extra little botanicals that kind of that's going to shed for a little bit till everything on top that was loose is going to come off. That happens. And when you first cut it, sometimes you knock some loose as well. So see those little bits at the bottom? It did kind of sink to the bottom, but it was kind of a little curly, loose, organic look. It looks a bit like rose petals, or I mean, it doesn't look like what rose petals would look like in soap because they end up black and rotten. Spoiler alert. But yeah, it looks like what you would imagine rose petals would look like in melt and pour soap if you didn't know better. But we will get to see that firsthand down the road, perhaps. But right now, it looks like a botanical, and it's not. And the other botanicals in there are not supposed to rot. So we will see where this goes. We will see if cornflower truly stands up to the test. We will make sure. And also, when I swabbed, which I already did at this point, I did swab each of the botanical items that were in there, not separately. I just did it as one individual swab. Um, I don't have that many test kits to test each little individual flower. I just did a swab of the soap, and you put it on you have agar covered slides, treated slides, and there's two different types, and one will be testing more for molds, and the other I think is yeast and fungi. Molds and bacteria on one side, I believe, and yeast and fungi on the other. I'm not positive on that, so don't quote me, and don't get mad if I'm wrong, because I could be. So why did I put the apricot seed powder in there? You might want to make a nice exfoliating soap. I know it works. I've used it many, many, many times, and it doesn't mold. It's one of the safe products. It's fairly well known out there to be safe. We will test to make sure. So, but there they are. And why am I? Why do I have those little gold bags down there? I wanted to do the same thing that the cute little kit I bought did, and that is it's a really good idea. A lot of people don't like to use botanicals because of the petals and the stuff like that they do use, and this is even in cold process soap where they might not rot depending on what you're adding. Um, a lot of people don't like that stuff going down their tub, down their drain. So their idea at Wholesale Supplies Plus was to put it in a little muslin bag and use it through the bag. So I kind of did a slight variation on that. I did have enough muslin bags, but I'm probably going to use that for my bath tea. But I thought the little oh, what do you call them? Not really chiffon, but maybe it is chiffon. Little bags, little gift bags. Um, I think it is chiffon. Anyway, it is what I'm putting the soaps in. It might be a little on the scratchy side. I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't know that it's going to be that the muslin is going to be that much softer. It's not necessarily a very soft fabric, but I am going to, unless it's moldy, I'm going to try it. So if it's moldy, I'm not going to touch it. Sorry. I'm just going to avoid it. But if it's not, I'll give it a try. I might take a different soap and test the bag theory with both bags, so that if these do turn out to where I don't want to use them or touch them or get gross stuff on my skin, I'll just pull a different soap um, from my variety of samples and junk I have laying around, extras, the soaps that I use for myself, my little ends and stuff, and we'll test them in a bag and see what it actually does, so that you can know if you ended up making a soap with something in it that you didn't want to go down your drain, because there are things like coffee grounds that we know work if you're treating them right, and we know that oats, certain types of oats, can work, and we will be doing some soaps with those. That's one of the other soaps I wanted to create. um was a soap with poppy seeds and oats, and I will get to that in the future. And I may add some calendula petals to that too. Just different ideas of ways you can use the botanicals that we know are safe. And then I'll test them, of course, to prove that they're safe. But we find ways to use them so that the soaps you're creating that are natural looking and have that cool botanical look to it aren't going to hurt anyone. But anyway, that's all I'm doing here, putting them in a bag like I did the others. So some in the little net bags and some in a plastic bag. So half and half. And we will see very soon what happens in 2 weeks because of the incubation period of the test slides. We will be looking at the test slides at 48 hours, at 5 days, at 7 days, and once again at 9 days if needed. And hopefully, we will get some results to you very soon. It's time we had some answers on this subject, don't you think? Thank you so much. Bye.